This video is to help you to understand questions on page 9 and page 13 of your notes. Let's take a look at the questions on page 9 first. Question 1. You are given a table with loads of information, and you need to use this information to answer 4 questions below. Let's take a look at part A. Which of the above 4 types of food has the highest energy value? So in our previous lesson, we have learned that protein, carbohydrate, and fat, they are primary food substances that can directly release energy for our body to use. And one thing you need to know that if we have same mass of protein, carbohydrate, and fat, the total amount of energy that they release are different. So the ratio would be 1 to 1 to 2. Okay. Suppose we have 30 grams of carbohydrate and 30 grams of fat. The energy that released from fat is it's doubled when compared to the energy released from 30 grams of carbohydrate. So in order to work out which one has the highest energy value, we need to use a ratio and work out the total amount of energy that can be released for each type of food. Okay, so let me do an example. So I'll write the calculation part here. So for food A, the total amount of energy that would release would be from protein and from carbohydrate and then from fat. Remember, fat would generate twice amount of energy when compared to protein and carbohydrate. So if we add them up, it will give us 130 in total. So if we do the same, for B, it will be 30 plus 10 plus 40 times 2. So the total amount of energy released will be 120. For C, if we do the same, it will be 10 plus 10 plus 50 times 2. Again, total amount will be 120. And for D, it will be 20 plus 60 plus 20 times 2. So total amount 120. So among 4 types of food, we know the total amount of energy released is higher for food A compared to B, C, D. Okay, so the highest one should be A. So we should choose A for the first question. Okay, then we move on to the next one. If Mary has bleeding gums, which food is most effective in helping her to recover? So if Mary has bleeding gum, that means she suffers from scurvy. So she needs loads of vitamin C in order to recover. Okay, so which food among these 4 are rich in vitamin C? Okay, so if we take a look at this column, we'll find out food A contains most vitamin C. So again, for this one, we will choose A. And the more information will be found on page 7 of your notes. Next one, part C. If Peter has normal vision in bright condition but cannot see clearly in dim light, which food is most effective in helping him to overcome the problem? So Peter has problem seeing clearly in dim light. That means Peter needs to take in more vitamin A. Okay, and the information can be found on page 7 of your notes. So if we look at the table, this column, we will find out that food D contains most vitamin A. So the answer for this one should be D. And last question, John suffers from severe blood loss from an accident. Which food is most effective in helping him to recover? Okay, so for this one, since it suffered from severe blood loss, so John needs a lot of hemoglobin to recover. So iron is essential to form hemoglobin. So John should choose a food that's rich in iron. So take a look at this column. Among all 4 types of food, A contains most iron in it. So for this question, we should choose A. Okay, and then question 2. Tennis players often eat bananas during long matches. Which nutrient in a banana is important during the match? So we should look for answers that can directly release energies. So among these 4, the answer is quite straightforward. We should choose it's because it contains a lot of carbohydrate that can provide the energy for the tennis player. Okay, so now let's move on to page 13. So for this question, you are required to read the diagram and also using the information in the table to work out the answer for question 10 and 11. So in this setup, the student is trying to burn the food inside the spoon and to use the temperature change as a parameter to measure how much energy is given out. Okay, we've done similar experiments in previous year. Okay, so let's take a look at the result here. We got 2 types of food. One is sugar, another one is X. So we don't know what it is. Okay, and for sugar, we burned 3 grams, and the initial temperature is 20, and it ended up being 60. So from here, we could work out the temperature change is 40. Okay, so it increased 40 degrees. Okay, for X, we burned 2 grams of food X, and the initial temperature for water again from 20 to 73. So in total, the temperature increased by 53 degrees. Okay. However, we cannot just compare using the temperature change 40 and 53. It's because we did not burn the same amount of food. Okay, for sugar we burned 3 grams, but for food X we only burned 2 grams. So we need to work out if we have the same mass of these 2 types of food, what would be the energy released so that we can compare easily. So how to do that? Okay, so we can work out how many degrees the temperature can change if we burn 1 gram of that food only. Okay, so if we do the simple maths, 40 divided by 3, it will be around 13.3 degree per gram. And for food X, it will be 53 divided by 2 gram, and it will be 26.5 degree per gram. Okay, so sugar we know is just carbohydrate. in food X, okay, it can also release energy, and if we compare the value, it's almost doubled. Okay, almost doubled, or around twice as many as the energy released by the sugar. So the only possibility for X is X contains a lot of fat. So for question 10, food X is most likely to be, we need to choose a food that's rich in fat. Okay, so first two, rice and bean, okay, they're mainly carbohydrate. So not the answer we are looking for. And for milk powder, it contains a lot of protein. So the correct answer we should choose is C. Butter contains a lot of fat. And next one, which of the following are the possible sources of error in estimating the energy value of food by using the above setup? So if we use this setup while we burn the food, a lot of heat is lost to the surrounding, so description A is correct. And also for second description, the food is not burned completely. Yes, normally if we burn the food using the setup above, we will find there are some black parts or even some unburned food inside your spoon. Okay, so that can be a source of error. And the third one, the mass of food used is not the same. Okay, so for this one, it's not an error because we can do calculation to work out the value and to draw a conclusion. So this one would not be a source of error. So the correct answer we should choose is A.